Good afternoon, everyone. This is Christian with PerfectStockAlert.com, a 100% free service for smart investors and traders. All we ask in return, please refer a friend. Today is Tuesday, June 25th, 2013. We're looking at trend today, the Dow Jones Transportation Average, but everything I'm about to tell you about this chart can be applied to any of the 21 major markets that we track for you at PerfectStockAlert.com when it comes to the actual analysis, so you can apply this to anything. Basically, looking at this chart, and again, as we're looking at the trend, there's setting up right here like we're going to bounce, and that's fine. A couple of different reasons to anticipate that. One, we have actually already had a good pullback. We've come down to test the previous support, this one here, and we're bouncing off that. That makes a lot of sense, being that you had a support here, so you broke through that. Typically, what happens when you're breaking down, you break the first one, you bounce off the second one. So here was one here, you broke through, and then you bounce off the second. That makes sense. So everything here would make a lot of sense. But this bounce, there's a couple things about it that I want you to be aware of. First and foremost, it's not a buying opportunity. Don't think of it as that. Even if you have a big day to the upside tomorrow or whatever, it doesn't really matter. It's just a bounce like you had over here. You had a big day to the upside. People were like, oh, okay, here we go. But again, no hammer candlestick formation. I warned when this happened. This is not a true bottom. What happens is you get the bounce, and then you form this shooting star signal, and that's what I'm looking for on this bounce. When we bounce up here, I look for some kind of a shooting star to tell me to start selling again. At that point in time, I look for that to be the peak and it start to roll over and move lower. Again, we'll be taking out this level. How do I know that? Because the same scenario we have before, we have again. You see over here, no hammer candlestick formation, ergo not a true bottom. Here, same thing. So we'll bounce. If you get the bounce, that's fine. You'll just come up here, and there's a couple things I look for. Number one, typically in a bull market, you'll find support at the 50-period moving average. In a downtrend, in a bear market, you'll find resistance there. So you come down here close below it, bounce back up, fail, move lower. Again, notice how much lower we went below the 50 period than we did before. Now a bounce up here should find resistance at this level to 50 period moving average, that red line right there. Another way to do this would be to look at the fact that you have the peak at the 60 line on the ultimate oscillator, this point here and this point here. That's typically what happens in a bear market. Whenever you start peaking out at the 60 line, that's important to know. It can also help you on your timing. It's when to get in and when to get out and stuff like that. So be looking at that. If you get moved upside, watch this. You get up here, it gives you a sell signal. That'd be that much more confirmation. Look for an opportunity to go sell at that time. A couple things you should do here. If you're looking at this on your swing trader or a day trader, you're probably trading it already to the upside here. But if you're a swing trader, you got two choices. You can take the stop loss limit this here and move it on down and say, okay, well, if we take out this point here, or I'm going to get out. Well, okay, that would get you out, and the next time she comes up here and gets a sell signal, you'd look for an opportunity to get short again. But it doesn't always give you an opportunity to get short again, so you could get stopped out and just be left out of the sell-off. For example, let's say that you saw today's activity, you say, well, I'm going to advance my stop, and you got stopped out today, then you'd be out. Well, what if tomorrow we come out and we do this? Well, now you're sitting on the sidelines. That's just one of the risks that you run. The other thing that you should note, my stops are way up here off the previous bounce. So we have this sell-off here. That's where the stop would have started. And then we had the bounce as the sell opportunity. We advance the stop at this point here. We go lower, so forth and so on. This bounce here, we does this, that's fine. I'll take the stop this here and advance it to that point, and we'll go lower, and I'll just keep doing that. Let me clean that chart up. Okay, there's a couple things to note about this actual activity here, and I've talked about this before, but basically you want to notice that this move here, when you come back down and test it, all right, we're not going to hold, we've already told you that, and so that's going to be proven right in a moment. But anyway, when that breaks down, I'm going to measure this distance from here to here and subtract this distance mathematically from the breakout. That's me how much lower I can go before I can kind of another bounce after this one fails. So again, big move to the downside still in play here. If we get a bounce up here, look for a sell opportunity and make that money to the downside. Another thing to point out, whenever you're looking at your bounces, it tells you the psychology of the market, and that's important. If this bounce is very large, and we have like for example, if we were to get really big up day tomorrow or something like that, and we come up here and test the previous high and fight and this and that, you see there's a lot more bullish activity. There's still a lot of people out there that are believing that this market's got legs. If instead you get a little tiny bounce to the other side, for example, something like this, and then we just quickly roll over, then again you see that you're getting more bearish in the market sentiment. So that's important to note as well. There will be times when you get really, really bearish where you will see a single day to the upside like you've had today, and that'll be the end of it. It'll just turn around and go lower. The reason being that people recognize that this is a sell situation. We're not sustainable rally going on, those kinds of things. And so it's important to keep tabs on the psychology on the market. Okay. For those of you who might want to look at my personal charts, the short term or the long term, which I update nightly, you can go here to the market section on the free website at perfectstockalert.com and go here to the market charts section. They're updated again nightly with my stop loss limits and so forth and so on. And again, what I've just said about the trend will apply to any of the markets that are going to be bouncing in that case. So it's important that you take note of the bounce as being nothing more than a bounce and an opportunity to get short if you time it right. That's the objective here, obviously, to time the entry point with the sell signals and so on. Also, if there's anything in the video that you didn't understand or any concept technically that you want to better understand, go here to the technical trading school here, or the chart patterns, indicators, overlays, candlestick patterns, so forth and so on. There's little short videos there to teach you everything that you need to know about it, okay? God bless, take care. Remember, I'd like to thank everybody, as it's coming up on the end of the month, I'd like to thank everybody for you guys' support, sharing our videos online, referring your friends. That's all we ask in return, and I do appreciate it. God bless, take care. See you in the next one. Please take a moment to review our disclaimer. The information provided herein is our opinion only. Under no circumstances do any statements here represent a recommendation to buy or sell securities or make any kind of an investment. You are responsible for your own due diligence. To summarize, we do not provide investment advice, nor do we make any claims or promises that any information here will lead to a profit, loss, or any other result. These videos are for educational purposes only.